Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shobot. I'm going to do just a quick little thingy here with the microphone. And that should be that. Today is Friday, January 8th, 2021. Congratulations on surviving the first week of 2021. Who wants a refund already? Yeah. What a great way to start a new year coming off of 2020, huh? What a great way to start a new year. So, Satisfactory. Let's just do the thing today. Let's just go straight in. Yesterday was a great stream with Factorio. We got our modules, our Bob's modules up to level 8. That was fantastic. And then I forgot to upload the vanilla Factorio playthrough video until like an hour and a half-ish after it was supposed to go live. Hey, the thingy has been updated. SMRT. Smirt. We're smirt. It's been updated for a thing that has no particular value to our lives. I did put that video up, by the way. It is live at this point. Has been live for several hours. We finished Fixmas last time we met. We finished with the Fixmas stuffs. It's glorious. Absolutely fantabulous. Anyhoozle, we were in the midst of working on the Advanced Control Units build, which is way over there, and I came here for some reason I don't remember. What did I need over here? I don't know. Ugh. Yeah. Refund on the money spent to have a good year. It's yeah, it's definitely been one of those times. Let's hope that things will improve after January happens. Let's hope things improve. Once we get out of January. That would be nice. So we could shift our focus away from all those things. Yes, we did the stars. We got the stars. It's all done. We did that at the end of the last stream. It was pretty nice. That is one of the reasons why I came back to this base, to the main base, was to finish the tree topper thing. Yes, that was a reason for coming back, but I don't think it was like the main reason for coming back. That I know is the most likely scenario. I think I came back to pick something up for additional... I came back to pick up additional copper sheets, which I have now done, so that I could build additional refineries. That was the thing. I needed enough copper sheets to build refineries, as well as pipe segments to do the rest of this plastic build, as well as deal with the residual oil from the build. I'm going to pick up a bit more of the pipe, actually, while I'm here. Or the sheets, excuse me. And likely more... what? What do I really need? We'll find out as I continue with the build going forward. So Fixmas will be around through, I think, the 18th of January or something along those lines. So we're gonna keep seeing the gifts falling from the sky for a good while. But once the 18th arrives, they will stop falling. I don't know if it will delete the ones that have already fallen. I'm pretty sure it won't. But at the very least, it'll stop the new things from happening. And it will unfortunately mean that we will no longer be able to actually set recipes to make the decoratives or the items involved in the tech and all of that. Very unfortunate. By the way, could we just build more trees? I mean, big trees. The gigantormous. If I had the stuff, yeah, I could just build another massive tree, it seems. It's not telling me that it's limited to one. Because things like the hub, we could only have one of, because there's only one of the... It'll delete the one previously. Oh, it will. Oh, it'll delete the ones that have fallen. All right. Ugh. Sure. That it won't matter anyway. At that point in time, but things like the space elevator, you see, it says can only build one. You can only build one on the space elevator, meaning that because we're not getting that message with the giant tree. If we had the stuff to build another giant tree, we could just build another giant tree. Infinite giant trees. I wonder how many people made bases dedicated to maximizing the production of the tree toppers. I did mean the originally the presents falling from the sky, about them disappearing when they are already on the ground. That's what you were saying, right? Is that they will. I thought they would stay, but it doesn't matter either way, because there's nothing that we can really use them on at this point anyway. And, it should be similar to if you flip the setting in the options menu to get rid of the stuffs. Where is the stuffs? Below? It must not be... There is a setting, I guess when you are not in the game, in an active save, to disable holiday stuff. But it doesn't show during an active game because, of course, it would affect an active game. You want me to turn on execute build step on release. This thingy. Build steps will be executed on press and release of the primary fire button, on press and release when suitable. Faster building but might require it to be held down at times. I don't want to hold the button, period. No thanks. I do not want a circumstance where I accidentally build an extra thing because I have released my mouse button while having moved my sight away. That sounds like a major issue. I will not do that. It will not make things faster for me. Trust me on this, it will not make it faster for me to build things. I'm not going to learn a new thing that will require new muscle memory to properly execute. that has potential of awful things and having to stop what I'm doing and delete something that I have accidentally built. Because what will happen is that it triggers on press and on release by the description of that setting. Is that it will trigger on press to build and on release. So you click, it builds, you move over while holding, you release, it builds, you move over, you click, it builds, you move over, you release, it builds, you click, you release, you click, you release, you click, you release. That logically has some sense, but it also invites danger for building something when you don't release immediately over a thing. And it will cause messages saying that, hey, you can't build there because it's encroaching on clearance every time you release the button. Like, no. I don't want that. So apparently I built 7 iron smelters when I needed 6. Apparently. How many did I need? How many did I need again? I needed, let me grab my notes here. I needed 201.3 repeating iron. Divided by 30, that is 7. That is 6.71 repeating, so I need 7 iron smelting on this array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I see what I have done. I thought I had messed up on the copper. This one is actually set to iron on the 7, so that's probably what the comment was about. Like, hey, you, Oh. See, that was correct on this side. It's like, hey, you have 7 iron, but I input the ore, the iron ore, to 6. That was the problem, is that I didn't input the iron ore to the correct number of things, and it turns out that I did have, therefore, the correct number of coppers as I went down the line, and I ended up deleting a copper that actually needed to exist. Excuse me, proper... Why no line to the left? Okay, so that means that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I do need this guy. Alright, you during copper. What is the percentage I need on this last copper? So I need 274 copper. 14%. Or I power shard this one to 114. Doesn't matter either way. I didn't power any of these yet. This will need an adjustment here. There we go. Now everything should be golden. Everything should be good now. After fixing that error on the input. Yeah, I totally put 6 iron inputs when I needed 7. And I accidentally had the copper starting off going into an iron rather than into copper. That was what was wrong. I mean, I'll be honest, this does look pretty nice. This does look pretty nice, right? It's nice straight lines, everything's close to each other, all being fed in. Now, I don't think I have the space to do like the even splitting thing. I don't like that style, especially when you have buildings that aren't all operating at the exact same percentage. Doing that style assumes that you have every building operating at the exact same speed, so that you can evenly distribute via extra splitters. Ultimately, once buffers are filled, this way works fine. Once all the internal buffers of each of these buildings is filled, it is identical in its production with this manifold layout. And manifold uses less space, so that's what we're going for here. Okay. I was working on the plastic. All 4 of these are for plastic, and 1 for making petroleum coke out of all of the heavy oil residue. This needs a awesome sink at the end of it. But we're gonna just tuck this guy off to the side, I think. Somewhere out of the way. Did I really just do what I think I did? Yes, I did. How you looking? Okay, you're fine. I'm putting this... I'm gonna put a merger. Just in case there's anything else I may or may not wish to void as we go along. Wow, that's actually perfect. Cool. Excellent. Now this will only use 30 megawatts when it's actually doing stuff. It's unfortunate that this thing uses 30 megawatts to crush, kill, destroy all the things. Okay. Pipes and belts. Pipes and belts. That... Oh, God, that's going to be interesting. So... we'll start with belt. And I have to figure out what direction do I want the belt for the output here to go in. And where exactly I want the things. Let's say here. Merger, please. That should be aligned. That doesn't need to be a merger. I'm going to put it above. With stack poles. Where are we here? Logistics. We're going to use the stackables. I always hate the, I hate everything about everything with pipes. Is that like an actual alignment? Yeah, that's an actual alignment. I should, actually have that one over to maintain alignment. And then I need one more. Not there. Why did it move? You moved on me. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this pipe present. I'm going to do the same thing out here. I'm going to just have the pipe exist. Then we're going to do the cross junction, which I should be above for this. Excuse me, but why is there the ability to climb this and then not end up on the actual thingy? Alright, where's my... Have I mentioned how tedious this is with, with the pipes? Because it does not, it just does not snap. It just does not actually snap on to here. Like, why? Why does it not snap? It should snap to the grid line. Sorry. But that is a massive oversight. The same thing with splitters on existing belt. Trying to put splitters or mergers onto an existing belt. If I have a grid line alignment, it should snap to that grid line as well as on the actual pipe or belt. It should do both levels. Ugh. Alright. So, as it turns out, the way that vertical build mode works is that it will do the verticality... What? Come on. You're saying you're not high enough to do the proper thingy that I want you to do? Of course you're not going to do the thing I want you to do. It doesn't want to do the thing. I want it to S-ish. I want it to go straight vertical. I want a vertical. But I guess it would be too short to be a vertical. Oh well. Makes it easy then, I guess. Not having to deal with any of that. Ugh. As long as it's consistent, it shouldn't matter in the slightest. Speaking of which, now this can go away. And this can go away. And that is that. Alright, fine. It should at least have some semblance of being supported. Oh god. Really? It should have some semblance that it's being supported in some way. There. Now it at least has the appearance of, at the end there, of being supported. And there, of being supported. It's literally just for decoration. I really should have gone one higher for this. That would require deleting absolutely everything. And it wouldn't look particularly elegant because I wouldn't have a second thingy. Because it would have the holes for two, because I would have to do that. And it would look like that with a pipe on the top for whatever reason. Alright, time to do the exact same thing on the other side. This one I want, I guess, here. Now, before we build the entire array, let's make sure that's actually workable. That does not look like it'll actually... Nah. How's about here? That should do. Yeah. Ta-da! So, pipes are just like belt in that you can place a straight segment. Oh, that stupid power pole. Alright. It will go there. Ta-da! Yay. Things! Pipe all the way over. You. There. You. There. And you. There. That is... Excuse me? How did I even place that? Where's this one? Here? Not the spacing, buddy. Aight. This is the oil in. In case you are wondering, this is crude oil in. Now, did I actually align all these properly? It looks like it. But you didn't do that on all of them on the other side. Okay. Fine. In fact, what I can do is I can just delete those segments there and make it a segment between the two, and it's now got... it looks better. Hey. We don't have any fluid running through the thing at the moment anyway. Speaking of the fluids, I did look up a bit of information about the fluid mechanics in this game, and as it turns out, horizontal distance, strict horizontal distance, has 0 loss over horizontal distance to pressure or flow rate. There is 0 loss over horizontal distance. You can make an infinitely long horizontal pipe. You will not need pumps of any description to maintain flow rate over that infinite distance. However, junctions do evenly split fluid at every junction. So keep that in mind. You do have an even split at every junction. Now I need to do this on the other side, where I delete the individual segments to replace with one. Oh, it seems that that has happened there. Just needed to do it there. Okay, that works. That works just fine. The pumps are exclusively used for vertical height gains. There's a slug there? What? Why did I not get that slug? Oh, that would be why. Like, why did I not just brave the gas to get the things? Those. It's the bees! It's the bees! I can't get far enough. Boom. Really? So, it actually spawns the bees if you destroy the thing. Ha! I killed a bee. I actually killed one. Oh, you can freaking charge! Oh, did they just disappear? After a certain amount of time. Interesting. You can freaking hold the button to charge how far you throw the thing, how hard you throw it. That I did not know. That is good to know. That you can do this thing. So now I need to get that pipeline to there. So we need to, first up, raise. That is nowhere near aligned. Thanks. Let's see how inelegantly we can raise this, just like so, and then... These are the same... Ugh. I did not actually place that correctly. Hold up. Here. What? It built. It built the thing. It just depended on what mode I'm in. I apparently have email. Oh, hey, YouTube has told me that I am, in fact, live. YouTube has informed me that I am, in fact, live. And apparently, my last Angels Bob's Space Extension video was not, or stream, was not automatically added to the playlist. For whatever reason. It has now been added. And this video did not automatically get added to the Satisfactory. YouTube, what are you doing? So, under the... Yeah, say this is saying to go to the playlist, I guess because I just did it, but when I set up the stream for each day, YouTube allows you to reuse the settings of a previous stream, and it will pull in all of the settings that were used for the previous stream, including assigning playlists. That's how it has done it this entire time for Satisfactory, and I was assuming also for ABX, for the Space Angels series. It apparently hasn't, and a lot of my videos for both of those series were not getting added to playlists. That I thought was happening automagically because it reuses the settings that say to put it in the playlist each time. YouTube has been systematically removing automation for adding videos to playlists, and it is very, very, very irritating because they have also removed the ability to set automatic adding of videos to playlists by setting rules. They removed the ability to set rules like put all videos with XYZ name in their title, like a series of characters in a title, into this playlist. Like, say, Vanilla Factorio. I currently have one series for Vanilla Factorio. I would normally, before really even starting the series, be able to make a playlist that says, hey, any video that I upload that has the word vanilla in its title, add to this playlist. I can't do that anymore. They removed that ability. However, not only did they remove that ability, they also did not actually remove the functionality. So all existing rules for existing playlists still happen. So any video that had an existing rule, or any playlist with an existing set of rules, is still getting videos added to the playlists based off the rules that were set, but it is now also impossible to remove the rules or edit the rules on existing playlists that have rules. How dumb is that? That's pretty stupid. The rules to auto-add videos to playlists are still actually there, and yet, stuff will happen still, and you can't change it. You can't remove it. You can't change it. You can't do anything. There was a comment on a video, or on a post, saying, "Hi, will you make Grabbed by the Ghoulies Xbox One? Will I make Grabbed by the Ghoulies Xbox One?" So I'm going to assume what they mean is, will I do a Let's Play, make content of the game Grabbed by the Ghoulies that I should have available to me on Xbox One, because I'm pretty sure that is one of the games that is as part of the Rare Replay set, which is the one and only game, the one and only reason why I own an Xbox One in the first place. By the way, there is only one reason why I paid for an Xbox One, and to this day remains the only reason why I own an Xbox One, and that was for the Rare Replay set. When they announced that Rare Replay was a thing that will exist, I bought it. I bought an Xbox One. All because I wanted to have Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie on a current generation platform, system, console. So this is going to get crude oil. Slowly it will accrue crude oil, and it will put crude oil into these, and I will have plastic, finally. I got that Rare Replay set exclusively for Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. It also included Conker, Bad Fur Day, and a lot of other things. The third Banjo-Kazooie game, Nuts and Bolts, that I have honestly never played, and from everything I know about that game, I have missed nothing. I have missed jack and all by not playing the Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts game. Well, power. Power is now required. You're going to be one of those. Powering the behemoths. Maybe I should have you... No, you need to go to another power pole. Did I put you... Yes, I did put you on another pole. There's that. And the plastic has begun to flow, and the residual oil has also begun to accrue in the pipes. Now, there is supposed to be some sort of an indicator of headlift on pumps, I guess, but every building should be able to push stuff vertically / get stuff down vertically. Now that's something that I have not seen, by the way, in my information about headlift on the wiki. It's the vertical movement of fluid, right? Vertical movement of fluid. Now, logically, that's vertical up, going against gravity, that it's up headlift. What about down? What about down? It doesn't say that you don't need headlift down anywhere. Like, I would hope that if I make a vertical pipe and I want the flow to be down, that I wouldn't need to pump it down. That it would flow freely downwards. Negative, that it would be negative headlift. Right? And if the game was actually simulating the effects of gravity, it should actually gain headlift once it reaches the ground, because, you know, gravity, as it pulls, that's adding kinetic energy to the fluid as it goes down. It should be able to go back up again against the flow of gravity, not the full distance that it fell, but it would gain the ability for some distance to go back up again on its own. But because the game does not actually simulate losses to flow rate over horizontal distance due to the effects of gravity and such, I would not hold my breath for anything like that to actually be simulated in this game. At this point in time, anyway. If they were to bring in effects of gravity over horizontal distance on pipe flow rates, that would be very heavy on CPU. Pretty sure that would cause some massive calculation issues on CPU. What is that even supposed to be? Like, triangular punching of fluid, of stuffs. It's punching as a triangle, and there's steam pouring out. Okay, where's your water for that steam? Where's the water for that steam? Okay, sure, fine. It's like, oh, you're blowing what looks like steam up at the top of the things. Where's that water coming from, huh? Is the oil have water in it that you're boiling off? That, sure, I guess, maybe. That actually somewhat makes sense, but regardless. So we have plastic now. We have the iron ingots as soon as I power everything. Maybe I should power stuff, huh? That would be ideal. What's the... Yeah. Every other. Sure. Why not? every other one of these is gonna get a power pole. I'll be honest, that seems pretty-ish. If only it didn't, clip the power line through the thingy. If only it didn't actually clip the power line through the thingy, we would be good. Rearrange. Get rid of that. You don't clip, right? Yeah, you don't clip. So, that's gonna be the arrangement then. Yay. Let's try to avoid, as best we can, power poles clipping through machines. It's not going to be particularly easy to avoid at all costs, but we'll do it where we can. Where I feel like it, actually. That's a more apt description. It'll be done wherever I feel like doing it. Okay, how is my power? Because we're about to massive spike everything with power as we begin to process the everything as we go along. Oh boy. So that's that part of the build all taken care of. Steel. Steel. I need foundries for steel. How many foundries will I need for how much steel ingot? Because I didn't actually do that math on the steel ingots yet. Let's see. Calculator. I need 80 for encased beams. 80 steel ingots for the encased beams. I need 22.5 steel ingots for 15 steel pipes as part of heavy modular frames. And then, let's see, what else? Where else do I need steel? I need another 33.75 for 22.5 steel pipes, for 7.5 statters, for 7.5 automated wiring for these advanced control units. So it appears as if I need 136.25. I should have just looked at how much coal I need, because that's how much steel ingots I need. Wait, what? I apparently missed something. Oh, right, it's not quite 1-to-1 on coal into steel, is it? Nah, no, it is not. Huh? I miscalculated something. It should be less iron and coal per unit of steel ingot. How in the world did I manage to calculate that it was more iron and coal on 20 steel beams? What? Hold up. What? Why? Why did no one point out this error? This is wrong. This is wrong. Or this is wrong. Do you see the disparity there? How this is more iron than steel. Well, who has the right of it? Let's do a, not that. Foundry. Who's got the right of it? I'm pretty sure it's the lower value. Yeah. So, either that or I need more than 20 steel beams for the 5 encased industrial beams. Which that would be in an assembler. That is 6 beams, 24. So I can say 5 is 20. Yeah, 5 would be 20. Steel beams. And then it's a constructor on steel beams. So if I need 20 steel beams, that's 5 more steel beams per minute than this. So if this is 60, it would be another 20. That would be 80 steel ingots, which, if it's 80 steel ingots, would be 60. It would be 60. In what universe did I think that it was 83 and a third? How did I think that that was 83 and a third? What? It's 60. Yes? No? Maybe so? If I need 80... Alright. 40 over 2 times 3 is 60. So, I think I just did an order of operations issue. I tried to probably divide 40 by 60 times 80. 53 and 1/3. Yeah, 53 and 1/3. That's the amount I need, not 83 and a third, 53 and a third. Which, yeah, ore to ingots is 1 to 1, so how did I get 53 and a third here? And just, I must have just written 80 instead of 50. Okay, well, that is a difference of 30 whole iron ingots, which is an entire thingy. But I had the iron ore right to begin with, so nothing changes. So I had the ore right here, and that's what calculated everything else by. That's what I calculated everything else by, and it won't matter that I was off a little bit on the coal. Alright, there we go. Sure. Fine. Anyway. Outside of all that, what do we got as our math here? What was that total again? 136.25? ingot. 136.25 ingot, which, if we divide that by 2, times 3, huh? That would be 90 coal. 90.83. Which makes sense because I was off by 30 in my math. Cool. Now I know. Now I know the answer. So, how many of these buildings? That's the other thing. If I need 136.25, I would need a building that gives me 16.25. I don't think that's going to be particularly viable. So it's 3 of these, one of which is 16.25. 3 foundries. After all that, this is what we've come up with. Now, where am I going to put these 3 foundries? Because I need to get coal from there to iron ingots that are over here. Okay, I will sneeze, apparently. I didn't hit that mute button in time. Oop. Stretch. Okay, coffee, clearly. That's not even remotely centered on anything, so you're going to hold I need more rotors. Cool. I need rotors. Roting. I'm going to bring the coal line conveyor down this way. As far down as it can. Let's go. Isn't that elegant-ish? Making use of the spacing there. This wonderful setup, just bringing coal down the line. Well, I've at least got enough to do 2 of the 3 foundries I need, as long as I have the proper alignment. I'm going to have them directly next to each other this time. Even though it is a little bit off-kilter. If I'm going to have them right next to each other, I may as well actually set them up so that this output can directly feed in. And then I need to get more rotors. Off we go, back to the main part of the base for a restock. I should absolutely have the oil, by the way, for the production. I'm pretty sure I have the oil for the production. We shall see. Oh, good God, do not fall off the edge there. This is gonna hurt. Ow. I need more stuff to heal me, apparently. So how are folks on this wonderful day, having survived the first week of 2021? I mean, I don't know about how people out in Europe are feeling right about now, but it's been an experience in the United States. It has been an experience that I never thought I would actually go through or see, watch. It's what delayed my video last night. I was just beholden to essentially television coverage of everything, all of the news going on. Everything's just happening so fast right now. It's like, how? How? That is, I think, the question that needs answering going forward, is just how? We'll leave it to interpretation as to all of the context around all of the different variations of how that should be answered, but yeah, that's just a thing. So we're here, we're back at the main part of the base. I need to get over to grab some what was it again? Rotors. Right, where? Over here. I should have rotors over here. Must ingest all of the coffee ever. That's just how this feels lately. Oh, get rid of that ore taking up inventory space, and I may want to grab other stuff too. Iron plate, regular iron plate. I think I'm good for now. Where do I have some standard iron plate? I don't know. I actually don't. I think this chest has some that's not getting used. Not getting fed either. Ooh. Sure, I'll take some of that. And let's head back to our build. Let's head back to our build. Let me tell you, if I could just hibernate till 2022, I think that I would. If we could just go cryo sleep state for the next year, that would be great. That would be great. Let's skip it. Let's skip it again. Skip it like we wanted to skip 2020. Just skip 2021 entirely. Just have it not exist. Not even increment our age by a year. Just it didn't exist. It didn't happen. Ah, boy. So off we go. Let's progress in the video game and try to escape from reality and substitute our own. Yes, that is a Mythbusters reference. We must escape. Of course, the reference being to reject reality and substitute your own, but here we're just escaping. We're just escaping. Ironically, the rejecting of the reality part is somewhat how we've ended up with some problems these days, but yeah. Yeah, let's escape all that for now. We have advanced control units to build, and I have no idea how I'm going to make an elegant array of stuff to do this. Like, we're gonna do this, I just don't know how elegantly it's gonna be done. Because we need so many screws, actually. There's a lot of throughput of screws, but I'm nowhere even near close to saturating any Mark IV belt at this point. My freshly minted Mark IV belts. Oh, autosave, hi. Hello there. We're just trying to make steel for the moment. That's all we really need to be thinking about is steel. And that coal line needs to be elevated by 2 levels. How much space do I need? More than that, apparently. Why does it need to be elevated by 2 levels? Because 2 levels happens to align with a conveyor lift. I mean, that's it. That's the sole reason, is that 2 levels aligns with a conveyor lift. I also need the proper spacing here. So what I can do when I place this lift is that it will that is ugly because I am in fact not actually properly centered. Now, it should be automatically attached. That should be automatically attached, and I won't have to do anything at all. Why? The grid lines, the grid line snapping is so awful. As a point of note and concern, grid line snapping in this game is terrible. I hate it. It's so annoying in that it's so buggy. Oh. It's so awfully buggy that it sometimes it's just worthless. It's just one of those features that it's like, yes, we need this, but we need it to work, too. It needs to be functional. And more often than not, it's just not. Or it snaps to the wrong thing. Like, hey, you know that line? It's not telling me that it matches the center line of this object. It wants to prioritize this splitter or this merger. Like, why does it want to give me a grid line to the merger that's behind me instead of the object that's in front of me? Like, it shouldn't want to snap by default to things that are behind me. Like, why are you grid lining the stuff that's behind my viewport? I don't want you to do anything with stuff that's behind my viewport. I want you to do the thing to the left, not the thing to the right. Anyway, 3. I don't need this. There's the coal. You. That. Hello? That's another thing. Buildings are often so large that they end up having some aspects to their geometry where you just cannot interact at some locations on some buildings because they are too big for the whatever interaction box that they assigned to the building. It's like they've missized the interaction radius on the building for how big the building is. It's like, I should be able to interact with this building no matter where I am. And this one, it looks like it's okay. I can actually interact with it all the way around, but you just saw I had a problem interacting, like here, right here. You see this zone? Over there, it interacts. Here? Nope. Here? Yep. Here? Up to this point. There's like this area right here on this building that it will not, it's not interacting. You can't push F to interact. Here. Right here on this foundry. Like, what? Why? Why can I not interact with the building there? And then the manufacturer is just a behemoth of a machine that I also have the exact same issue near the input ports of it will not allow me to interact with the building if I walk up to it between the input ports on it, and the whatever you want to call them. My loaders, my input loading slots. Speaking of which, I need a splitter here, a splitter. See, again, that perpendicular grid line is not pointing to the input port. That is to the middle of the machine. That should have the thing to the machine, but it doesn't. Because it's not working, because this grid line system is so buggy. I should have a horizontal grid line from this input port to the thing, to the splitter. And it sometimes does it, and it oftentimes does not. Like right here. Why no perpendicular grid line to that port? There should be a perpendicular grid line to that port, but it's not there. And this is the inherent problem with early access, because it is literally paying for the privilege to playtest a game. That is early access. Paying for the privilege to playtest a game. A job that you should be paid for. Now people pay up to do. Like, seriously. This game is not ready for release, and it will not be for a very long time. A very, very long time. Just so that we're clear on this. It may function, but there's too much that needs to be modified and fixed and changed that it's just not ready for release. Just not. And the content that exists is just the basic level of stuff to have. Like, there's, as far as I'm aware, there's no, like, win state yet in this game. And they're still working on adding additional tiers to the space elevator. It's like they're working on adding recipes and content still, instead of trying to make sure that the mechanics that they have are fully functional. It's like, please spend more time making the mechanics that you have fully functional and not as buggy. That would be far more appreciated by far more people than, hey, we added this new level of frame. Like, I don't care about a new level of frame. I care about the gridline system actually functioning properly all of the time, not some of the time. And I care about the fluid system actually giving you the information that you need on head lift and actual values for flow rate. Like, what the hell is with this meter that doesn't even give you any viable information? It's like, oh, I go and walk up to a thingy and okay, what does this mean? It's full. Nothing's moving. Alright. Or it's empty. Because this is residue, this would be purple. Like, okay. Sure. There's 0 of 18.6 meters cubed. Mew. Meow. 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 Ah, Dolly's here. Dolly has arrived. Dolly wants to say hello to me. Yes, you're saying hello? That's my girl. Yeah, you're squirming. You're squirming. She wants to go. She wants to go. Yes, she wants to go. Here. Here you go. You're full of energy? Yes, she's full of energy. Right now she wants to. She just wanted to say hi. Wants to play. She wants to play. And then we go over here and we have this thing, which, you know, I mean, oil is black, but this color. This color, right? This is a color, but this is a color that looks an awful lot like this color. Why does this pipe have this much stuff in it, and yet this pipe have nothing? And this pipe have nothing? Why? Why does this say it has a flow rate on it, and that it's moving stuff here with this stupid meter that doesn't need to exist, when the information that you need is right here? Why does this show stuff going up and down, and yet this says there's nothing, and this says there's nothing? Like, where's... Like, what's happening? Why is this going up and down, and yet there's nothing happening here? There's nothing happening here. Like, please explain, game. You can explain better what is happening. You need to tell me why these things are happening. The game needs to explain why this is happening, not a wiki. Wikis should not be a thing that you rely upon, that you need to rely upon in order to understand a mechanic of the game. I know that I often do rely upon wikis, and again, this building just does not have snapping lines to the port, apparently, until after you place a thing. Great. Again, no grid line to that output port there. Like, clearly, in my mind, this building is not finished. This building is not finished. They need to add the things to the ports, the ability for the grid lines to work on the ports for input and output. It's missing. It is a thing that is missing from this building. And, of course, there's this bug with not being able to interact with a building near the input ports on the building. Like, see, right here, on this side of this port, with a, thingy here, I can't interact with this building right here. That's a problem. That is a legit problem. Let me upgrade that and that. Are you going to, Yeah, you are. And you will too. Oh well. Not gonna get around it there. The line going through the geometry. And you will make the steel for me on this day. I have a lot of complaints about this game, but keep in mind that my complaints are strictly to make the game better. It is a set of disappointments about how good the game could be if the complaints were addressed. It's all to make it better. That is the point. Is I want to see it be better. Why do you not have... And oh, that would help. That would help. There you go. Now you can operate fully functioning. Well, now we have all of the ingots and like first level manufacturing of materials that we need to continue with this build. That is our first step products, step 1 products. I include plastic as part of that because plastic is one step removed from the base resource of oil, which actually technically makes it on the lines of the smelting. It does make it on the same level as smelting. And this is actually another step above, depending on the recipe that you're doing. It is a step above because it uses iron ingots here, but the base level actually takes ore and converts ore. And we are still converting coal ore into ingots. So this is sort of like a 1.5 or a 2.5 or something, depending on how you look at it. So all roughly equivalent on how many steps it's taken to get to these things, with the key exception here of the steel. Now, from here, let me bring up this guy again. This is my notes for the advanced control units. The one advanced control unit per minute build, which will involve that much automated wiring, that much on circuit boards dedicated for the advanced control units, that much on the heavy modular frames, and that much on the computers. Which in the end is like a lot of this stuff minus 30, or no, that is exact. 201, 33, 274, 75, 117, and 90.83 repeating on the coal. So, we have iron plates, not plates, but I always write plates. It's what I mean is ingots. Iron ingots. Same over, I think higher right here. Ingots, not plates. Ingots, ingots. That's actually plates. There we go. I think I've fixed it. Now, rods, plates, and other things and wires. Rods, iron plates, copper wire, and copper plate. I think there's something here that uses copper plate. Sheets, excuse me, here. That is the circuit board. It will use copper sheets. And then I need to think about, when I set up these circuit boards, am I going to split off circuit boards for computers, or make circuit boards directly feeding into the advanced control units separate from the ones used for the computers, because the computers will use 10. I think no matter what, I'm going to set up the 15 circuit boards. And of course, that's the only thing that uses the copper sheets. So my ingots will go into sheets in an array that makes sheets that will go into the circuit boards directly. That will use plastic plus copper sheets to make those circuit boards, and then that with cable and more plastic and screws will make computers. How many total screws? 152? $292. $292 screws. Isn't that nice? 292 screws. And I think that's the only thing that uses the rods as well. Pretty sure I don't need rods for anything as rods. It's just rods into screws. Yeah. Just rods into screws. Cool. Now, I will note that it is now 11:36, approximately 6 minutes after the time that I usually take my break. So we are going to take a few minutes to get up, stretch the legs, do all the wonderful things that we need to do from time to time, and take a brief break. I will be back in a few minutes. And I have returned. As you caught a brief glimpse of Tail, I returned with Dolly, who is in Wildcat mode right now. Her eyes are round, great big round eyes, open for all to see, and running, hunting, playing, getting chased by her brother. But she apparently didn't eat much today. She ate a little bit of her breakfast and left. Therefore, her brother ate most of hers. That's what he usually does, by the way. In case you were wondering how Ollie is so big and Dolly is so small, Dolly just doesn't eat as much. She eats and then walks away. Ollie eats until it's done. And then looks at the other roll and proceeds to eat what remains of the other roll. Hello! Welcome, Ave. Just talking about how right now Dolly's running everywhere with her great big eyes, destroying the chair behind me, apparently, as well. I hear claws entering the chair behind me. And how she didn't really eat anything today. She ate a little bit, walked away, and then Ollie did what he usually does, which is finish eating what he usually eats, and then walks over to her bowl once she leaves and eats the rest of her food. So we've set up our steel ingots for this build, as well as plastic, which has its residual byproduct getting voided ultimately, and we have power to all of the copper ingots and iron ingots that we need for this build. The next part of this is that I need to set up the next sort of tier of items that are going to be used, which I would consider to be the iron plates, iron rods, copper wire, and copper sheets. That's like the next level of complexity to go down, all of which are done in constructors, as well as steel beams and pipes, technically. And every iron rod is being made into screws. That's the other interesting part of this. It's a shame that these are not 1-to-1. These are actually 2-to-3 on the rods to screws. Gosh, I hate that. I hate that with a massive passion. So I calculated how many screws I need. It was 100 and... what? 200 and something. It was 292 screws total. So, if I need 292, I need 7.3, aka 4 of these buildings. One of them will operate at 30%. Uh, 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 3 rods on this last one. On the last one, the 8th building. Which, again, the ratio being 2-to-3 on iron rods into screws, that's not particularly elegant. It would be elegant if I had, like 9 buildings, or 6 buildings making screws. But 8 making screws, that changes a little bit. Because that would mean I need 13 rods on the last set. 13 rods, which would be 1 going into 2 rather than 2 into 3. Oh boy, this is fun. This'll be great. I also don't think I have a significant amount of cable left. So the very first thing we need to do is head on over and get cable going. I do not need to go down here. And also part of me wants to build my platform out here a bit more to meet up with the other platforms as part of my main base to see how far off I am on my rotation compared to the main part of the base. So I do have a bit of concrete here I can consume on my way back. Oh my god, smart mod. Number 1 most important mod for Satisfactory. Number 1 top must have smart mod. You must have this mod if you are playing Satisfactory. There is so much you can do with your time outside of crafting individual platforms forever and ever and ever. Smart mod makes it so much faster to build platforms specifically, but also neat arrays. Neat arrays of things. I should grab that, but I'm not going to right now. Also, I think that eventually those things that I blew up last time will respawn if they aren't already. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think my rotation is off. I think I managed to... Yeah. The way that I built the thing here is I kept everything on the same rotation, so these platforms work out perfectly with the other part of my base over there, my other main factory. More. Throw all of the stuff. That's the other thing, is we just get this massive explosion of all the concrete as we build things. Ooh, do I meet up with you down there? I think yes. Yes is the answer. I do think that I will. The question is, how many thingies will I need here? Ah. Just arbitrary guess. More. So, could someone please explain why I can't just continue the ramp down? Like, for the love of God, why does it not allow you to just look down? Like, seriously? Why can I not just do this? By default. Like, come on now. Alright, one. Now I know. One more. Right there. Woohoo. We did the thing. We built another walkway. An actual walkway that's reasonable, that doesn't go over terrain. Yay. Theoretically, I could drive my little vehicle up and over there. Oh, right. Maybe one of these days I should actually build a real vehicle. I would like something that goes fast. That goes faster than fast. That little handcart. I walk faster than that handcart. Quote unquote handcart. It's the RC toy car. That's what it really is. It's just an RC car in disguise. Made to sound and control just like one. Including like the little delay on the inputs before something happens, before it actually moves. It actually does simulate the like input delay, slight delay on actually turning when you tell it to turn. I came out here for what reason again? Also, the physics on this thing are amazing. The physics of this car are absolutely top-notch. I have been launched by this car way up into the air by running into it. And of course, the one time I want to try to play around with the physics of this car, it's not going to let me. I think it's like the window or something. There's some problems. I have managed to launch myself and the vehicle high into the sky, and it has killed me by the fall damage. I came out here for what again? Cable. That is why I am here. I must have cable. More cable. Which I am producing. Right. Over. Where? Where? Here. Cable! Glorious cable. I have 9 power shards? Like, what am I doing? Why am I not using my power shards? Let's figure out what I want to do with them. That was a consideration, by the way, is maybe I want to use power shards on the assemblers making screws, because it is a 2-to-1 ratio of rods into screws. I could try to use power shards to make it 1-to-1. Yes, he says walking past platforms floating in midair. Problem with the physics of the car. Hey, I didn't say anything about actual physics on platforms. I was not talking about platform physics. That's another story. Like, I get it from a ease of gameplay standpoint, not needing supports for actual foundations built arbitrarily in three-dimensional space. I get it. It's easy. It's easy, but maybe we should rethink that for the full release of the game. By the time we get to the full release of the game, maybe we should need supports that would fundamentally change how people build bases in this game. Fundamentally change. It wouldn't eliminate anything, I think, in terms of the ability to build vertical bases with different levels of platforms. It's just now you're going to need supports, and you'll have to start building around supports and support structures to actually have that type of a setup. I would like that. I would like that. Needing supports for your foundations that have to touch the ground to be supportive. Now, we don't need simulation of, like, load or any of that. Just the fact that there is a support structure should be enough. Not the support structure can only support a specific amount of weight and limit the ability to build up based off of the amount of quote-unquote weight that the structure is supporting. We don't need that level of simulation, but it would be nice to require that we need a support structure for a given amount of distance, shall we say, a given area of stuff. Like, make it hard to build like this, or also that would introduce a potential to also have like suspension bridges, right? Wouldn't it be great to be able to have like a massive suspension bridge in this game? Like, build a suspension structure to have a walkway platform going from one end of the map to the other on big foundations on each side and at periodic spaces between. Just suspension. Yeah. And they have. That's the other thing, is they totally have pillars. There's totally already pillars in this game to use for the illusion of suspension. Like, why can we not just require? Huh? Let's just require. Oh, did I actually hit the top? See? Suspended. It is fine. We, oh my goodness, it actually replaces the whole thing. Interesting. Or it clips at the top. Did I build it correctly? Probably not. No. Where do you put it? You have to, like, place the top and then the middle. Interesting. And then you have the illusion that you are supported by pillars. You can make it look like you've got pillars, but it should be required. It should be required. Anyway, we're here. We're back again at the build area. I need to now make a bunch of stuff still. Still need to make a bunch of stuff. I will need additional space for this, I'm pretty sure. And I have to think about how I want to go about doing this. So, alright, over here, I have, this is copper ingots. This is iron ingots. Copper, iron, steel. Copper, iron, steel. Plastic. I could do things as these individual factories from this level of stuff, like ingots in on each of these individual factory sets for this. Or we can make a F-ton of wire, of which some of which gets fed into cables, and then also have our iron plates and rods into yes, screws, as arrays, individual arrays of buildings that are doing these things and processing the plates. Like single line of processing of all of the plates into all of the things that we need in the totals of what we need for them. So sort of like what I've done thus far with the ore, just have a line of assemblers, not assemblers, of constructors. Probably starting here. Is that the position I want you in? Yes, it is. Just a massive line of constructors. That's a few constructors. Just a really big line of constructors. Processing all of the copper. I don't think I'm gonna keep extending the line for all of the iron. But maybe I will. For now, let's build those 8. We will need more. Because if we calculate Here's for the wire alone. I need how much wire? Let's bring this back now. So, how much wire? Here's wire. Here's the word wire. It will highlight every time wire shows up. So we need 360, 50, and 18. 360, 50, and 18. 428 copper wire. And 30 copper sheets. Yeah, just a little bit of stuff here. So, I think the 30 sheets is going to be the easy part. So that's 3. There's the copper sheets. It works out just fine. Wire. 428 divided by 30 is 15 when rounded up. One, two, three, four, 5. I need 10 more. Okay. That little piece of land is going to be a little bit of a problem. That's a potential issue. That's interesting looking. Alright. So I said I needed 10 more. Don't you love Smart Mod? I love Smart Mod. Smart Mod is awesome. And the last one needs to be making it at 27%. Because it would be 26 and 2/3. And that's just copper. Clearly what I'll do for this is that the stuff that needs to go into cable afterwards is going to go into cable on the side that doesn't have that big thing in the way. Okay. Now, for my own sanity, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Phew. We have mathed correctly. How many cables do I need? That is the next step up from wire that it uses wire exclusively. I need 159. My god, automated wiring uses so much cable, but of course it's wiring. Okay. 159. From here. Give some extra space so I could merge up everything and then split down the line. Over here. Cable. 159 divided by 30 is 5.3. So we need 6 of these buildings, and the last one needs to be operating at 30%. There we go. That is the wire and the cables. Now, very important thing to check here. Mark IV conveyors can move 480 items per minute. Thankfully, the number of wires that I am producing is less than 480, but it is still above 400. It is 428. We need to use Mark IV belts for these wires. There's a lot of wires. Next, let's deal with all of the iron-related stuffs. And we are going to gap to this again. The iron-related stuffs. We're gonna have a look again and recalculate. So all of the not steel stuff, but the others. Did I add that 60? Yes, I did. Let's see here. So I do have a 7.5 reinforced iron plates, so I need 25 total iron plate. That is the only spot that uses iron plate, so let's just have a look. I need 25. And that works out just fine. I could do it 75 and 50. 75% and 50%, or 15 and 10. That would be more power efficient to do 15 and 10, I think. I don't know. I'd have to do that math. Or is there any difference? So the lower your clock speed, the more efficiency you gain on amount of power per unit output of stuff. But is it more efficient to keep one thing at full clock speed and one thing at the lowest possible, or to split between the two? Split the difference like this. I won't know until I start doing cycles, because for whatever reason, the game does not automatically update the output stats to the target production rate that I have set. It doesn't do that until after doing a cycle. Again, that is another one of my top of list complaints on Satisfactory's mechanics, is that this needs to update immediately as soon as I set this production rate. These numbers need to immediately change. It does not matter if I am in the middle of a production recipe. It should freaking slow down or speed up that particular recipe at whatever percentage it's currently at when I change this production rate. It should be immediate update, not you have to finish a cycle or do a cycle of the machine in order for it to then do the update. No. No. That is awful design. Awful design. Inherently terrible design. Please do not commit this sin. Please do not commit this sin. Anyway, the rest is all iron rods. And, how many of those? How many iron rods do we need? I did calculate how many screws at some point, right? It was like 200 and... what? I've already forgotten. I have already forgotten. So, rods. Hi. 13, 25, 35. Well, 25 and 35 is 60. So 73 rods. Okay. 73 rods. Where am I from? Norfolk, Virginia. United States. That's where I live. That's where I have lived the majority of my life. So 73. 73 divided by 15 would be 5. I need 5 of these buildings. But... so, 5 of these buildings, right? Two to 3 ratio going into screws. Normally, what I would end up doing is feeding 2 into 3. But I think this time around, I'm not going to do that. I think I'm not going to do that. We are just going to have the 5 constructors. That's 3, that's 4, and that is 5. And the 5th one needs to be at 87% for 13 out. And that is that. We still have to run all of these belts. That's going to be so fun. Oh, that's going to be so fun, placing all of those mergers and splitters and belt lines and lifts, and oh, it's going to be glorious. It shall be wonderful having to do all that. Absolutely wonderful. And then, of course, separated again by 2. I'm going to need the lots. I did arrange that, right? Yes. Yes, I'm going to need the bunch of screws. Bunch of screws. Processing 73, so that's going to be 8. Eight beautiful things making screws, of which the last one needs to process how much? What was this math again? It was 3. I have already forgotten. And I've lost it on my calculator. What's 3 times... Alright, you are 12. That's the one. That should be the math there for all of the screws. The screwy screws. The screwiest. Okay. That is all of the iron processed. And all of the copper processed on its line at each level of processing. Then comes the steel in the form of the steel beams and pipes. How many steel beams do I need? I don't think I need any steel beam in this build. Outside of that, yes, I do need steel beam. What am I thinking? Because I'm doing encased industrial beams. I need 20 of them. I don't have enough cable. Yay. We get to go back and get more cable. Have I mentioned that this build uses a ton of cable? Because this build uses a ton of cable. An absolute ginormous amount of cable. And then we did a whole bunch of the pipes, the steel pipes as well. It's unfortunate that I do not currently have access to the steel pipe recipe for the encased beams, the quote-unquote encased beams that are made out of pipe. It's actually encasing pipes. Because that simplifies a lot of builds, really. That simplifies things like this build down, because you no longer have to worry about making beams when you can just make a bunch of pipe. And pipe's pretty easy to make. Have I drunk all of my coffee yet? I haven't! What is this nonsense? It's like 12:22. There we go, that's my coffee done. My cold coffee at this point. Autosave has completed. So how are folks on this glorious day? It was raining this morning out here. And it was cold overnight. Not freezing yet. Thank goodness. It hasn't been freezing. It won't get freezing. I don't think we're going to get snow. Like most of the rest of the nation is going to be getting snow over this next week. Welcome to 2021. Enjoy your chaos and snow. Fortunately, I'm in a good spot. I'm in a good spot. This location, geographically, is mostly protected from the full strength of hurricanes. As well as not all that prone to getting that much snow, either. It is very nice to be in this very specific location on the coast. Granted, it's still, you get greater than 0 tropical weather, which, yeah, I would very much not like to have as much as we do get. Get rid of that, I don't need that. But no matter where you live on this planet, you are always going to be subject to some form of extreme weather event that will ruin your day, or just some sort of natural disaster emergency. You're screwed no matter where you live. If it's not one thing, if it's another. If it's not hurricanes, it's earthquakes. If it's not earthquakes, it's tornadoes. If it's some areas, it's all three. Like, oh boy. And if it's not tornadoes, it's snowstorms. Or sandstorms. Lots of stuff. Windstorms. All the wonderful stuff that can happen. There is no safe place on this planet. Which is why you should never be worried about places that you go and you live. In the long run, I mean, there's always going to be a chance of something happening, no matter where you live. It's just the flavor of event that changes, not the fact that there's going to be an event that happens. You're gambling no matter what. That the spot you've chosen to live is going to be okay for however many years that you're going to be there. Anyway, as I continue to delve into trying to think of things to actually talk about, we're on our way back to continue with this build, at least for the next half hour or so, little over half an hour, as part of the scheduled part of this stream. I could spend that entire time just doing the belt logistics of what I've already built. But no, we're going to continue to place buildings while potentially having made a mistake along the way that would fundamentally require things to be redone. Glorious. Glorious, glorious. I need another constructor over here. There you go. Just to be consistent. Oh, the math is different here. 4. Right, because this is outputting 15, not 30, or whatever, 25. See here, I need this makes 20 by default, and I needed 25. This over here makes 15, and I need 20. Slight difference there. Slight difference. And then as for the pipes, let's have a look. How many pipes? Steel pipes. $22.5 and 15. $22.5 plus 15 is 37.5. So, to do that, I need 2. Wow, that is not much, to be honest. And then this one would be 17.5, but that is... Oh, it rounded up. Good. Good, you rounded up. Now I need more space. We need more foundation. Or I could lift higher. Now that I have made this base level of stuff, I could lift up. Because it is at this point that I have made everything I can make. You what? I mean, it makes sense that it does that because of the uneven nature of the ground terrain. That it would adjust the length of the beams on all four legs so that it can have a flat platform. It's just kooky. Yeah, so I have now everything I need that can be made in constructors. We've done all of the standard parts, as well as these two electronics that I need. I do not need quick wire for this build. And I have concrete being made. I do not need quartz or silica for this build. Or any of these other things, so from here, everything requires assemblers. Everything will require assemblers, and that's going to be a lot of space. We need the alternate stitched iron plate recipe. We need the alternate... I think I did the stuff for the alternate bolted frames, as well as the encased industrial beams. All of this needs to be made. Oh gosh, hi! Ollie. Jumping down. I will need, yeah, stuff, copper rotors, and I think statters, stuff. We need the automated wiring to be made to get into this thing at the end. We need circuit boards, etc., etc. And then we will also need the gigantic manufacturers as well. That's going to be a thing. Which is why I am very much inclined to make this on a higher level. Or to do everything else on a higher level. Get everything brought up. Somehow. Somehow, some way, some shape, some form. What I am going to do is I'm going to add an extra couple wide to this. At minimum. I think somewhere I need to decide where I'm going to build the stairway or the rampway upwards, as well as how high is it going to be. Let's make it 4. Actually, the game is telling me it wants it to be 3, so we'll make it 3 for now. There. Yes. Yes. That will be fine. And it will be built out. I just need to have loads more concrete. Just as long as it's above the line there. We... Obviously, it's not going to be taller than these stupid refineries, because those refineries are dumb. They're so stupidly tall. They are stupid tall. I want you. Just give me all of the concrete, because I need a lot of it. I'm going to leave room for lifts and like the conveyor walls that will allow me to do stuffs. So probably right around in here, maybe one more layer. And then things like the conveyor walls will be out this way, or maybe on the other side. I don't know yet. I'll have to decide how this is gonna look in the grand scheme. There we go. Whole bunch more. That is exactly what it should be on that side. We'll see if we need more once we start building assemblers up here. What it does look like is that that building is a little tall. At least we're over how far we need to be over. We can do 4 more out to match up with what's below. But I think I'm gonna keep it mostly like this. Mostly like this. Yeah. What's also going to be interesting is that because I'm making more than one thing on many of these lines, I'm already going to have some stuff that's elevated. Meaning that I have to do a little bit more shenaniganry if I want to use conveyor wall stuff like this. I'm just going to put a line of conveyor walls, and we shall see which ones I end up using in the end. This is just my way out down here. And this is the area to build in. Okay. Assemblers. What is the... What will be the design philosophy here on the assemblers? So the first thing about the assemblers is that they need to live 1-0. Alright then. That is the physical footprint. When I do this to scale them, they need spacing between them of 6. Oh, isn't that glorious? So if we need like 5, just do it. Just place the 5. Just place the 5. Okay. Steel beam and concrete. That's easy enough. Screws, reinforced plate. Reinforced plate, iron plate, and wire. Let's bring all this up. So the stuff that's done into the assembling machines. These for statters. which is steel pipe plus wire. Steel pipe and wire. The automated wiring itself at the end. The circuit boards, which is the sheets and plastic. Sheets and plastic. The frames and the plating. The alternate stitch plates and the alternate bolted frames. Yes. That's the alternate modular frame. The encased beams. And that is it. So these 3 recipes with statters What about rotors? I don't know. So really, I mean, realistically here, it's going to be pretty complex no matter what I do. So I need to think about, like, it's pretty much just going to be arbitrary, isn't it? There's no, let's just make all the things that use wire, I guess? As this first line, all the things that use wire? Because we have so much wire. But a lot of that wire is in the form of cable. That would be the reinforced plates and the statters. Yeah, that would be the reinforced plates and statters that use wire. So the reinforced plates, I need 7.5. I need 7.5. of those. And then the other thing that uses wire would be the statters. I need 7.5 statters. Hello? Exactly that many statters. And both of these things use wire. One uses steel pipe, the other uses iron plate. We'll just deal with it. The next, I guess, base level thing, I guess we'll keep all of the base level things on this line, would be what? Do I include the circuit boards here, or do I include... I can't include the modular frames because that uses the reinforced plates. That would be on the next line segment. The encased beams would work here. That's fine. I need how many of those again? I need 5. I think I need to round up on the encased beams, and then I need the frames, the modular frames. We need how many of those modular frames? 5 of them. That's this recipe in its entirety, but that's using the alternates, the plates there, so no. Actually, that's the next step. What is this step? I think that's it, actually. It's just these 3 on this section, because the rest of the stuff... What about, Circuit boards. Circuit boards! That's what I can do. The 15 circuit boards. You. Circuit boards. That's exactly 2. That is exactly 2. So there you go. That's all the base amount of stuffs, because we have the plastic, we have the copper sheets, steel beams, concrete, steel pipe wire, iron plate wire, all the stuff that comes out of constructors. From here, is that amount of space going to be fine? It better be. Doink. More. More assemblers. Do you like assemblers? I like assemblers. I don't need this many, most likely, because we need 1 of these. I think. Pretty sure about that. 5 modular frames. That's all of... Like, all of this is all being done already. This requires a manufacturer, as does computers. Computers requires a manufacturer to make. We have the circuit boards being made, the encased beams, the pipes, those. Oh. And then the rest is the automated wiring, which is here. From the statters, I need how much of that automated wiring again? I need 7.5. That is 3. I do not need you. And then... Oh, God, I need 3 manufacturers. This is a building, which is massive. Oh my God, this building. Oh my. You are large. You are a big boy. Four is not correct. 3 is not correct. 8 will not... no. So, unfortunately, the steps on Smart Mod do not work out elegantly. That is pretty sad. Oh well. We need computers. How many computers? Oh God. We need... Pretty sure it's just 1 computer. And 1 heavy modular frame. Ooh. One computer and 1 heavy modular frame. So these operate slower. Is that gonna be sufficient amount of space? I don't think so. No. No, it is not. I'm going to extend this by grabbing a bit more concrete. Keeping in mind I still need one more manufacturer at the end of this. Pretty sure it was 4 that I said I had. Yeah, so you're going to go away, but I'm going to keep that spacing. It's just going to be 1 tile back. You know, it would be nice if I rotated the thing correctly. And there should be enough room to... Oh. Plastic! It's a good thing I'm making plastic. Oh, and all of it needs power, and... yeah. Oh, really? It left a... left a doohickey that's in the way. There you go. So you were 1, and you were 1. Then back here, somewhere, we're gonna have the building giving us the adaptive control unit. I call these advanced control units for some reason. I need to edit. It is adaptive. It is totally adaptive, not advanced. There, the title has been fixed. Ta-da! My title has been fixed for this video. Adaptive Control Units, or ACUs, as I've been calling them. Automated wiring, which we are making. Circuit boards, which we are making. Heavy modular frames, and computers for our one adaptive control unit. I am going to move this a bit closer. Not too close, though. I do need a little bit of space. Just because I want to be able to output stuff, and I want to be able to input stuff, and I need enough room for doohickeys here. But as long as I got enough room for doing something along those lines. And then there's, oddly, enough room for both of those inputs, too, on the adaptive control units. Oh my god, the build. This build. Can you believe we did it? All that's left is logistics, is belt logistics and power. And I'm thinking about this now, and I'm looking at... Oh my god, I have 13,000 drop frames. Suddenly, for no good reason. That seemed to have stopped. That seemed to have stopped. Okay. Just, Oh, no, a little, it just went up again, a little bit. It's a good thing we're like 6 minutes from the end of the stream. We're not, I think I can just spend the next 6 minutes talking and we'll be okay. Just slightest of slideshows. So, I need more power before I can actually make this thing move. Just, going to point out that if I get to one of these, we have a capacity of 1972.9. If I do the math here, I'm pretty sure this is going to use at least 300 megawatts. If not more. I don't know exactly. It will use a lot of megawatts of power. It's gonna use a lot. I think off screen I'm gonna do the math to calculate exactly, well, not exactly, but an estimate of how much will get used in here. As I do the logistics, I'm going to probably find places where I have made mistakes and will attempt to fix them as elegantly as I can. Let's see, what else should I note here? As the game does occasionally hitch as well, and the frames continue to fall and plummet. I might actually end a few minutes early today because we are getting some drop frames here at the end, and there's really not too much I can really do besides start placing belt at this point. This is the one that takes in all of the encased beams, so where I have encased beams over here, I will elevate and route over. May as well do the ending logistics before I do the beginning ones, right? You know, give myself maximum amount of work to address any potential problems. You're the one taking things, right? Yes. Get this placement right. Come on, autosave. Don't do this to me. What? Huh. Hi. I've got an Ollie. Ollie's come to say hello / goodbye. Hey. Stop squirming. Stop squirming, Ollie. Pretty boy, big boy. Oh, he's so pretty. He's so pretty. He's so pretty. He's a pretty boy. Ew? Like, it's like it's a tile off, but also not. Also not a tile off? Weird. Well, I'll figure that out at some point. With that, folks, what did we get done over the course of the day today? Things. Oh, I got a new scratch on my wrist. Hi. Another small scratch on my wrist. To go with the ones that Dolly gave me the other day. Well, over the course of the day today, we have set up our infrastructure, our building infrastructure. for all of this. For this adaptive control unit build, we have the infrastructure, the buildings themselves in place. We just need the logistics and the power to everything. We have the power to all of the ingots. Mew, meow. Hey, where are you going? Dolly, Dolly meowed at me. Dolly meowed at me. She wants attention, but I tried to go pick her up. She ran away. Anyway. And we got our plastic actually flowing and dealing with the byproduct over there. We've got the coal for the steel brought in. We did a whole lot of work today. We did actually manage to do a lot. Even though we didn't actually finish the build today, it's a really big build. And I did manage to at least get every building, seemingly every building that I need placed, as well as made my decisions about what should use power cores and what should not, mostly should not. Occasionally, I have 2 whole power shards in the entire thing. As far as I'm aware, I only have the 2 power shards in the building infrastructure here for the manufacturing steps. Of course, I'm using power shards to give it the raw resources. That's really the best way of using power shards outside of improving power production. Though technically, there's power is weird because you're not gaining anything for the fuel that you put in. It's just fewer buildings that you have to build overall for the amount of power that you want out of each individual building. It just improves the total potential output of a building, but it still needs to be fed enough for that power output. With that, though, as I continue to drop frames and as YouTube is starting to yell at me with a big yellow message saying that there's problems, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shibut. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to leave a like and explore, make comments, hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, turn the notifications on, consider hitting the great big blue join button to become an erudite otaku, to turn that blue button gray and support my channel directly, and consider becoming a patron on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushibut if you're so inclined and able. And I will, of course, be back with Factorio on Sunday and more of this Satisfactory playthrough on Monday. I hope to see you all